Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Young Ramon, back in the zone for the whole city I'm putting on, man. And you know who I got with me? Starting off to my right, I got my dog.
Oz, what's up?
My boy.
BMP.
My boy.
Camacho, what's up with it?
Nah, we're going to keep that going. That boy is munching.
Well, what?
He's a munch.
He's a munch.
Got that ice.
Yo, and today, Clutch City is presenting to you today our first debate. Anime
Serious business
versus Western cartoons, or just cartoons, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That's right.
So, we got together, made some points, made some prompts, and we're here to debate it and see which side has better arguments to prove which side is better.
That's right.
That's what the debate is.
And, it's not for us to say what's right. It's for you to say what's right.
That's why y'all, comment.
So make sure y'all listen. Let us know in the comments, like, what do you guys think? Like,
All in all, it's your decision.
Right.
So
So
we're right.
We're definitely right. We're representing the anime side there. Or
no.
Whoa!
Hey, we're right. I'm saying we're the anime side.
That was the subconscious knowing anime is the winning side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucked it up.
Credit. Now we're representing the cartoon side. They're representing the fucking trash ass anime side. And the first question is: if you lived on an island, which one would you choose to watch for the rest of your life, and why?
You guys want to start or we started?
No, you guys could go.
All right, Samosa.
All right, so we are the anime side. And, just because we are on the anime side doesn't mean we're not going to give cartoons the credit where it's due.
Right?
That's right.
But we did talk it over and we decided we'd rather anime for various reasons.
I mean, you're lying.
For various reasons. Me personally, I said out of anime, I feel like I'm going to get a lot more time to spend with those animes rather than with cartoons. Yeah, exactly. I'm stuck on I'm stranded on an island, dude. I got nothing but time.
Wait, did we ever state the question?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm stuck on an island. I'm gonna have time. Cartoons, like Western cartoons, I feel like they're very short paced. They're very fast paced too. It's just episode to episode. Very, what's the situational type things with a little bit of story sprinkled in there. Because a lot of Western cartoons are just one episode's about one thing, one episode's about the another thing. And then we'll sprinkle in a little bit of an overall story here, a little bit of an overall story here. With anime, I feel like the whole thing as a whole is the overall story, and each episode puts into these stories. And with anime, I'm going to get a lot more time. Western cartoons, I feel like most of the times they don't even break 100 episodes within the series. But with anime, I'm going to have a lot of episodes to go through. I'm going to have a lot of stories I could sit down and enjoy and appreciate while stranded on this island. One Piece, I got 1,000 right there. Dragon Ball Z, I got 300 right there.
1,000.
Naruto, I got 500 right there. And that's just Shippuden, not even Naruto, the prologue, basics. Camacho, what you got to say about it?
So same thing, honestly, anime has more genres. So where cartoons are more cartoons is more comedy based, more comedy central compared to animes. You got all different kind of genres. You got scary horror, you got your typical action adventure. You got it all, honestly. You even got comedy in there as well. So you got a lot more options in this island. So you're sitting on an island, I'm not stuck to just one certain genre. Where anime, there's so many different animes that you can choose from on whatever genre you like. If you're you like watching love type shows, anime has that. You like action, anime has that. You like super gore, fucked up shit, anime has that. Anime has it all.
I always was a believer that within anime, I feel like there's an anime for everybody.
Yeah.
Even if you hate anime, I feel like there's at least one out there that you will fully enjoy.
Sure. You want to start off while you like?
Are you guys done though?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that you like these shows because they're that long. That's precisely why I don't like these shows. Now, you're stuck in an island. I understand you want that much content, but who said that I only get one show or two shows? I get the whole fucking thing. You understand?
So do we.
But anime has long animes, 1,000, then you got 12 episode animes.
No, I get that. But the very fact that you have an anime that hasn't ended yet, and it's at 1,100 plus whatever episodes, automatically rules it out for me. If you can't end your story in under 1,000 episodes, what are we doing here?
I think
you're just there for the money, bro.
No, but I think the thing that plays into question for me is though there is a lot of quantity, what's the quality of it?
That's
You know
a
what I
big
mean?
one. That's
It's
a big
like,
one.
let's not sit here and act like there ain't no fillers, bro.
How many
Let's not sit here and
isekais
act
are
like
out
a
there?
lot of those episodes we can't scrape away and just bin them because they don't play no big part of the story. Can you sit there and watch them? Sure, but I'm not finna watch Goku get his driver's license. Yeah, sure, but it's like,
But even,
And
but
that's,
even
whoa,
with
let us talk. Let us talk.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. I ain't got nothing.
No, I got some. Hold on. You just made me forget, bro. So you were saying that cartoons, right? They're more episodic, and yeah, some of them are more episodic with some story sprinkled in. Same thing for anime, bro. You don't think I watched anime? They got their bullshit episodes, and then you got bullshit story, bullshit story.
And then also with anime, a lot of it follows manga. So it's like, you can already know the story before that shit even happens, G. Like, a lot of it. Like, a handful of it. But, and plus, even those filler episodes, they got put in filler episodes so the fucking manga could catch up and go, and so they could follow the fucking manga.
That's a big thing.
You get what I'm saying?
So let's get back to the question at hand, because we're just talking about anime. You know?
Well, yeah.
So I would have cartoons because I'm a 90s baby, bro. It's just what I grew up with. They're iconic to me. We're talking Powerpuff Girls, that's iconic. SpongeBob, whoa.
SpongeBob's top of the list, bro. That's
Top tier.
S-tier.
Simpsons.
That's S tier.
Family Guy.
South Park. You know what I mean? Those are just
Rocket Power.
Don't blow the whole load.
No.
Don't blow the whole load.
I get that, but that's not even us talking about the movies as well.
That's just like kind of off top.
That's not us talking about the movies as well, and Disney and Pixar, and you know what I mean, all that stuff. So it's like, it's like you said, it's quality over quantity because.
And not saying that anime doesn't have quality, like
of course.
I mean, you made a good point. There is an anime for everybody, but I could easily say that about fucking westerns because I know what shows you like. I know what shows you like. You know what I mean? That are western.
But in general, cartoons are more comedy based. So like, even
I
if you're
agree with you,
saying,
I
so
agree
like
with you.
some animes follow manga, but some people like that. So some people like that.
No, I mean, that's part of that
instead
culture.
of like, imagine
That's
a
part of that
cartoon,
culture.
like you're gonna have to wait for our next episode when whoever browses it on, like whenever it's on air. Where manga, if you really enjoy the show, you can start reading it. So there's two options. If you're more of a reader instead of a watcher, you can still enjoy that story that you committed.
But how many people do both?
Reading it. A lot of people do
That's
both.
what I'm
But
saying.
again,
like, you already gonna know the
So
story.
it's like
before
anime
that shit
has
even happens.
more options because yes, you talk about fillers and like yes, there are some animes that do have fillers like Naruto and Bleach, but you have animes like Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note that don't have fillers and are all complete. Like,
Those are the
6
special
episodes.
ones. We're not
But
talking
they're-
about the special ones. We're talking about the quality versus quantity, and there's a lot more quantity. You know why? Because in Japan, anime is way more mainstream. You turn on the TV, there's anime in 15 different channels. They get way more time on people's TVs, so they get way more animes. So naturally, it's gonna be diluted as far as quality.
I feel like like cartoons, you have like more channels that they can watch it on, way more viewers because America has more people.
Well,
Wait,
I mean,
So like you have like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, like
That's 3.
that's 3 big ones that like pretty much everyone worldwide be watching.
No, those are 3 big ones because everybody knows these are the big ones that we need to watch. In Japan, obviously I don't fucking live there. I don't know how many channels they got, but they're,
but we
they're
can't
way
say
more
like
popular.
just Funimation.
The
or
thing
some
about
shit, you know what I mean?
the thing about cartoons as well is that when you grow up, you kind of stop watching cartoons like that more than anything. And in Japan, they don't do that. They watch cartoons solely.
That's why I feel like anime is better because it's for everybody. And like cartoons is more kid based, comedy based, or anime. There's like you have Pokemon, you got Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, one could literally
you
argue
got stuff
that
like that.
Well, that was
Anime's
my
not-
point.
One can argue that anime isn't for everybody. I can't sit there with my mom and watch fucking Demon Slayer. She's like, "What the fuck is this dumb shit?" You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where I could watch SpongeBob with it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
But
that's
there
all
are
biased,
other
though.
animes, like there's slice of life animes
Yeah.
too that are just about everyday life.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know,
slice of life
100%,
doesn't work for us either.
Yeah,
It's just,
slice
it's
of life
just.
It doesn't work for you
But it works for-
personally,
it's
but it does
subjective.
work.
Well, it's subjective.
Yeah, it does work for a large quantity of people that do enjoy those
Well,
animes.
that's what I'm saying. In Japan, there's a reason why they make these. And
But even here, it's still there are people that watch that shit. I watch slice of life too.
we know. That's why you're on that side. That's why you're on that side.
Right. But the people that watch anime here is nothing compared to the people.
Well, you
Not
could say
even
the same thing too about like the people in Japan with Western cartoons.
Right.
It's both sides of the coin.
Well, again,
It just
their
depends where we're
cartoon
growing up
watch,
here.
their cartoon watch is way elevated than our cartoon watch here. It's just night and day, bro.
Yeah. Definitely.
They watch
You
they
can
watch
agree to that,
anime
bro.
when
They
they're
watch-
80, 90.
Yeah.
And the reason they have different genres is because they watch until they're
They got
80,
the soap
90.
opera joints. They got
You
the
understand?
yeah. They
I
got.
feel like that ties in with their quality though, because like they're constantly it's not just kids that are watching this. It's like mostly like just everybody for everyone's age. So anime has really good quality, like from when it comes to details and these complex stories that they involve in these stories.
And
They do have
especially,
complex
some
stories.
stories. They got
They
some
do.
stories
We're
for
not
your ass.
denying that.
hold on, but especially like with this quantity, after a while watching these Western cartoons, you're gonna get bored. How many times a day can you really watch SpongeBob over?
Right.
With anime, dude,
As a
I'm
kid, I
always
watched
gonna
that
have
shit
a new thing to watch. I'm not gonna get bored because there's always gonna be one in the tank thing.
But is it really that new? Or how many fucking different tropes are there in that new?
Well, but we're not talking about tropes here. We're talking about.
Oh yeah, we are. We're talking about.
We're
anime.
talking. Yeah, I'm
The
stating.
shit is tropes.
I'm saying on the
That shit is
island,
tropes.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
a lot of
it's
shit
a
to watch.
Like if you
Yeah,
start
you are, you
the
are.
question was like being on the island is like, why would I pick something where it's kind of like centralized for comedy and for kids, where anime literally has it for everybody?
Yeah,
so
but
if I'm
it's
stuck on an
not all
island, like I
centralized
have
in that
options.
So we have a comedy show. That comedy show will have emotion. That comedy show can have serious moments. You know, and it's not all comedy. You have Castlevania, it's all action.
Right, but it's comedy. For most cartoons, most people think of cartoons. Most cartoons are like for kids, and generally aim for like as kind of like comedy. It's mostly just comedy. Like they have story that like what's most of us saying like they'll sprinkle some like storyline in there, some plot, but it's really just to make you feel happy and.
Nah, I can list off
and
cartoons right now
comedy.
that have no comedy in them. Justice League, Spider-Man, the
X-Men.
animated series, X-Men, like
You're saying
cartoons.
Spider-Man the animated series had no comedy in it?
No. But that, bro, that's a superhero joint. Like,
But it has
it
comedy.
has comedy.
But that wasn't the
it's not-
statement you
it's
just
not like
made.
Spider-Man though.
That wasn't the statement
But-
you just made.
Bro, we gonna that my new comedy that's in Spider-Man. We're watching Spider-Man not to laugh. I'm trying to see that nigga whoop some ass. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Spider-Man, Justice League, Justice League of fucking Limited, fucking what else? X-Men. Bro, there's a whole bunch of cartoons now that are not comedy.
but
I
here's the-
agree
wait,
that
wait.
there's a lot of comedy, because there is, because if we look at the shows we grew up with, SpongeBob, Jimmy Neutron, fucking Fairly Odd Parents, those are directed towards kids, and kids aren't trying to see fucking people die and fucking depression.
No, the kids shit. Yeah. But to say that cartoons is strictly comedy based is like, no, it's not.
Well, it's not strictly. I didn't say it was strictly comedy based. It's just central. So it's like most of them are comedy based.
I would say a lot of them are. Yeah, I would say a lot of them.
sure.
I would say a lot of them.
Yeah,
But anime for being stuck on an island, I understand. Like I would definitely choose anime being stuck on an island because just the fact the number one reason is just you have more options. So it's like with cartoons, like you're gonna run through an island. God knows how long you're in there, but you're gonna run through like out of options of what you like. Compared to like anime, there's so many more options.
Well, my question, or my point to that point would be that because these anime are all a lot alike, I would get bored of however many.
Nah, I was
you
gonna
show
say
me.
that too. I was like,
They're
well,
a lot
it's-
alike,
it's-
a
a
lot.
lot of it is
But
like
they're not all
formulaic.
like they're all different. Like they have like there's so many different like genres for anime. Like you literally have like I was saying, like action adventure. You have slice of life. You have comedy animes.
I
Like,
understand,
Well,
but if you say like, let's say isekai, right? How many isekai are exactly the same thing? How many shonen are exactly the same thing? How many comedies are exactly the same thing? Slice of life, same thing. They just churn them out, dude. It's like a
Right.
whole.
Well,
it's
that's
like a
because they're in the
production
same genre. Like, but there's a lot of those different genres.
Before we
line.
start,
So,
no. Well, this question is gonna like expose like a lot of the broader sides of both sides. But to
Let's go on the next
narrow
question.
it down, let's go to the next one, which one has better storytelling / pacing. You know
You
what
guys
I'm
want to start
saying?
that's a
that one
tough
off?
one.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
guys
tough
start that
one.
one.
Yeah, you guys start that one.
You could go.
Well, I'm gonna just start off with what I know, which is like, I know anime has a slower pace. Cartoons have a faster pace. Cartoons have different storytelling techniques. Anime has different storytelling techniques. In anime, it's kind of like, since their shit is more complex, they have to slow down the story and explain all this shit to you. And then on top of that, a punch in cartoons is like a fucking punch. But a punch in like anime, they'll stop, slow-mo the punch, and then we go into the monologue, then the villain's monologue,
then a flashback.
Then we go to the fucking plot B, and then we come back, and then
Then
the
3
punch
episodes
connects.
later, there's
punch
the actual
connects.
punch.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool and all that, but it's like
But
I think they both have different storytelling techniques, and the cartoons tell their story the way I like to tell the fucking story, or how I like to see it. You know what I'm saying? But
So you prefer a
it's
more
definitely-
fast-paced story where we get to the point.
Well, I think it's what we're used to more as Western.
yeah, I'll give it to that too. It's just like what I'm fucking programmed to watch.
It's
You know
what
what I'm saying?
it's what we're programmed to watch. It's more, in my opinion, it's more geared towards real life. Like in real life, if I'm gonna punch you, I'm not gonna stop and fucking like talk to you, talk no jutsu your ass. You know, what I
Right,
mean?
all
I'm
this
just gonna
like
punch
weird
you.
shit.
So in anime, and I don't know where they got this, where the origins of this started, where they have to monologue every single thing, or they have to talk it out every single time, especially in fights. Like they'll throw hands for a second, then they'll stop, flashback, let's monologue, talk no jutsu. Oh, you want to change your mind? Okay, let's walk. Like it's
Right.
like, what are we doing here? And that happens in damn near every single fight anime I've ever seen. And that really affects the pacing of the fight. If it's just a fight, it shouldn't last more than 2 episodes max if it's a crazy fight. If it's just a regular fight, that's 1 episode. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't excuse Dragon Ball taking 15 episodes for this motherfucker to go ah and like
For
just
them
throw the
motherfuckers
shit.
to like power up and like, I know the Super Saiyan's coming, bro. But goddamn, they put you on a journey. They put you on a journey to see that shit.
I was
bro.
tired as a kid. I was like, please.
And it's still prevalent like to this day, where like with some anime. It's not saying like anime has some of the best action I've fucking seen. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of fucking times where I'm watching it, I'm like, bro, like even with like some shows I do kind of like Baki, or even like
Even Demon Slayer has it. dude.
yeah.
Even Demon Slayer,
I'm like, bro, those shows are dope, but it's like, kill this nigga.
Yeah, kill him.
him.
Like fucking Tanjiro was like getting impressed by this dude, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta not give up."
Right,
And,
right,
like,
right,
He's
right.
gonna kill me, but I got this. Ah!
So
Like,
I don't mind the complexity of anime, and it does allow them to broaden their horizon and do different shit that Westerns just aren't doing. But it's like, you know, there's a risk and cost and reward and
there's
shit.
very clear differences between how Eastern views animation and Western views animation,
right.
and how they produce a story. Not saying one is better than the other, but this is what.
And I
I'm
just
used
feel
to
like
more.
with the faster pace, it's easier to grasp. Like if I were to drop an average viewer to sit there and like if I put on SpongeBob and put them in the middle of it, or even fucking Avatar, if I put them in the middle of it, they're gonna know the characters, they're gonna know what's happening, they're gonna know the fucking Fire Nation's attacking. It's a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem.
When every fucking episode starts with, and then the Fire Nation attack.
Right.
No, literally the intro is gonna tell you the fucking story of Avatar, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I drop like somebody in the middle of,
Gurren Lagann,
there we go.
they're fighting
They
in.
don't know. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on, bro. It's a lot to explain, which is cool, but it is just a lot to explain to you. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I prefer the storytelling of the Western side.
And also,
Well done.
sorry, one more point as far as, filler is a big thing that affects the pacing of the show. It destroys it.
And telling an overarching story too.
It's telling an overarching story. Naruto literally went on a 100 episode filler, for 3 years. I was like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Right.
It didn't make sense to me. And even though, lovely shirt, even though One Piece is 1,000 episodes and most people tell me it's very little filler, it's still 1,000 episodes, bro. How good
definitely
can
not fillers in One
how good?
No, there
can-
isn't.
Bro,
One Piece is 10% filler.
I do not.
Here we go. Here we go.
One Piece is
fact.
10%
Here we go.
filler.
I
How
watch
good,
There we
how
go.
good can the pacing
How-
be if it's 1,000 episodes? I can't wrap my head around it.
The thing about One Piece is, I can 100% say it's not for everybody. Definitely fucking not.
I understand.
You gotta be. I think One Piece is definitely an expert level anime. you gotta be in the anime game to actually be able to sit through that.
Right.
But the story and the writing in One Piece, Oda's a fucking genius, dude.
It is.
Because he, as you're going and watching these episodes, he makes you feel as if you're one of the Straw Hats going on this journey with the crew. It feels like I'm in there. I was at Thriller Bark, bro. I was at Marineford. I was there when Ace died, bro. It's something about the way he writes it that keeps you grasped to it because it feels like I'm here with them.
Is that true?
But that's completely like
Is that true?
off of points.
One of the pros of like anime having a better,
Actually, you know what? You guys go.
one of the pros of anime having a better storyline, like yes, having 1,000 episodes can be bad. It's not for everyone. But let's look at the pros of that. Like, it also gives you a lot more screen time with these characters. So you also develop more feelings for these characters. You understand kind of what they're going through. You understand them more than something more fast paced.
But
So the world-
Hold on,
wait, let's get our points. Let's get our points.
understand.
Let's get our points.
Like that's a whole different argument if you need it or not. But the fact that you have it, it's a pro because you have more time with the characters. You have more, you have more screen time, so you have more. You get to see more character development, and you get to see and learn more about that.
And the world is so
fictional
flushed
character.
out, dude. There's so much like in long animes like that.
Yeah.
The world is always built. We see the different nations. We see everything.
Yeah. And for One Piece, like, sorry to cut you off, but in One Piece, real quick, like, the storytelling is amazing in One Piece. Like, I don't think One Piece is definitely not my top 10 animes, but it's definitely a good anime. Just the sole fact that the storytelling is amazing, the world building, the fact that he's connecting.
You watched 1,000 episodes for not top 10?
Yes, it's not a top 10. That's how great anime is, bro. There's other animes. Believe it or not, most of my animes are considered to be my top 10, or they don't even break 100 episodes, to be honest. But for One Piece, it's pretty amazing to see somebody with 1,000 episodes plus connecting something from episode 5 all the way 1,000 episodes later.
And this motherfucker
then making it actually work, which is pretty cool to see. Like, oh shit, like damn. I remember this guy in season 1. Like, we're out here in season 14. Now it's all making sense. Like, a lot of ties, a lot of stuff are making sense.
Now here's my point with storytelling and pacing. This is a very difficult topic. Specifically because Western and Eastern, they're so fucking different, dude. They're so fucking different. Like you said, Westerners, we're programmed to watch a specific, basically formula, and Easterns have their formula. Now, I'll give y'all pacing. 100% cartoons are getting pacing. Anime pacing can be fucking trash a lot of times. But storytelling, I prefer the animes over the Westerns because I feel like I prefer a deeper, more flushed out story, if that makes sense. I
more
prefer
complex.
I prefer, because I'm a big story guy, right? I don't care if there's no action or any of that shit. I care about the story. Is the story good? Does it make sense? And I feel like anime story, there are a lot of very deeply built and very analyzed stories within anime that I prefer to watch over the Western cartoons.
And I feel like cartoons, going off of what you're saying, pretty much, cartoons is all obviously different styles, but for me, cartoons just a little too simple sometimes. Right. Where I want something same as you, I'm very story oriented. I like to see some good character development, not just shit just thrown at me. So I kind of for me, I'm gonna choose animes for that because I just I like something more complex, something more serious than something more simple and fast forward.
Well, I mean, I think there's not animes. There's cartoons that are like Avatar that are very anime-ish, but it doesn't hold the tropes that anime has. Which you still learn the story and feel these characters at the same time.
And not only
where you
that,
can cut out all that fat and shit like that. I don't need to see
a girl got close.
Right. All this extra, and then we have episodes explaining how this nigga feels. Dude, I know you lost your mom and your dad. I know how you feel.
You don't have to be bringing that up every time we fight.
Exactly, and that's where the pacing comes in. That's where a lot of the pacing comes in.
Let's talk about Avatar, though. Let's talk about Avatar for a second.
Fucking love
Tell
that
me,
show.
love that show. One of the best ever.
Yes.
And tell me, it was how many episodes? 50 something?
I mean, it was a span of 3 seasons.
3 seasons, right? How much world building did they do? How crazy was that world built? And how many episodes did it take? How much did you love the crew that they had? How many episodes did that take?
Even
how many different
Zuko?
seasons did that have?
Bro, Avatar
Zuko's one of the
Zuko's
best
story?
fucking characters I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, I agree. Avatar is an amazing show, but also Avatar also has very their animation is very anime style. There's certain cartoons
that's later. That's later.
Yeah. But just since we're talking about Avatar, I just want to say that.
Well, we could talk about it again.
Yeah,
But
we'll talk about
But
it.
either way, but as far as the story goes, you get my point. It's you don't need all that fat,
right?
Where you could tell still a good, succinct story, bro.
I think I think the best stories that ever is the stories that were thought out from beginning to end. You know where it's starting, you know where it's ending, and you know how they got there.
Right.
These stories where you start and you don't know when it's gonna end, so you just keep going. Let's talk about One Piece again. Like, he connected, you know, a episode in 1,000 to episode in 4. It's not that hard at all. Like, it's great that he could connect it and stuff, make it work. But like, let's say I'm writing a story, we go to Asia in episode 2, then we go to America, and like 1,000 episodes later we go back to Asia and I see the same guy. Okay, we got a story then, so connected. Like,
But
you know,
something like that. But to connect a certain event that happened, and then still keep it consistent, like 1,000 episodes later, or there was like a mystery that no one really know, and 1,000 episodes later, you understand like why that happened. Like, that's not 1,000 episodes. That's a lot of seasons. Like, the fact that you kept it consistent like that is pretty, you know, it's a lot of like credit for the world building and the storytelling.
well, one credit to him for keeping people's attention for that long. I'll just say that.
I mean,
And now
just not
animes are on too.
personally,
Like Fullmetal Alchemist and Death Note, those are like easily one of my favorite animes. Like,
But they
those
have
are on
50
the same
episodes
episode
max.
range as Avatar.
Yeah, they had 50 episodes max.
My point with like storytelling and pacing, yeah, like Avatar, great pacing, great storytelling,
Great fucking
phenomenal, dude. And they did it in an enclosed short amount of time that we didn't need all this fat. But I still feel like anime is gonna have more quantity on those story-based genres over Western cartoons, because a majority of Western cartoons aren't gonna have that flair and that correct way of doing the pacing and storytelling as Avatar did.
That's spot on.
No, Avatar, very little anime or cartoons.
You don't see cartoons
ever
like that.
have that.
But no,
That's a top tier above anything.
Yes, I agree.
Even if you look at something like fucking Teen Titans, you know what I'm saying? And they zoomed in and focused on like Robin's story and shit like that, and his relationship with Slade and shit like that. That was a whole thing. And then they had like
That hit me
Terra and
heavy.
shit
That
like
hit me
that.
hard.
No, I'm saying the whole thing, the whole story, like it ended like great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same thing with Justice League, bro. And even fucking, I would argue Justice League Unlimited and fucking X-Men, the animated series had a great fucking story. Spider-Man animated series had a great fucking story. You know what I'm saying? Like, these shits, I would say anime focuses more on like the plot-driven ones. Westerns focus more on the character-driven stories. You get what I'm saying? And I mean,
I could see that.
Those are two different like fucking styles. And not saying anime doesn't focus on their character, they obviously fucking do. But I think it's more prominent in Western, and y'all focus more on the plot to drive the fucking story.
Which
You know
would
what I'm
make sense that they're more episodic than anything.
saying? Right.
There's
But with more
character
episodes, you can also argue that like it also gives you more character development and stuff like that as well, though.
development. But do you need that much to build up that character
But
development?
not all animes. Like
Right, but
using
too
One
much,
Piece as an
but too
example
much
is
is too much
1,000.
though. Too much is
Yeah,
too
No,
much.
I
That's
get
not-
it, but
that's not
also
all anime,
Naruto.
though.
Naruto is 700 episodes.
Dude, I
I don't
couldn't get
need
past
that
You're
my-
many
naming all
episodes
like
to
you're
love
naming like just a shonen one. So you're naming animes that are like built and made from the start, from the scratch, to be this long. Because they're attracting, they want people to be following this anime for that long.
But there's so many of them is the thing.
There's so many other animes that are very short based too. Most of the animes that I watch, believe it or not, are like I said, they're 100 episodes and below, because the pacing, sometimes it can be too long. Like, it's kind of hard to like watch something that long.
My number one anime was only 27 episodes.
Mine's probably Fullmetal Alchemist.
One
Like
One of my
60
favorite
something.
anime was like 24.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Death Note was like 50 something.
And that's my point. They're shorter. They're better. That's the whole point. You just made it
But I
fun.
don't think they're better because they're shorter. Is the
Yeah,
point.
it's all how you look at it.
They just happen to be shorter animes, but
It just gives
I don't
you that
think the
option.
fact that they're shorter is what's making them
So do you
better.
think if they
I think it
elongated
has
your
a point,
favorite
though.
anime, whatever that 27 episode was,
Gurren Lagann?
was it 24, 27?
27.
Do you think it would have been better if they made it longer? Or do you think it was beautiful the way it ended?
It was beautiful the way it ended, but it wasn't because it was short. It was because they got it done within those 27 episodes.
Anime
and
gives
they
you that
wrapped up
option.
story
If you want
perfect.
that 1,000 episode show, you have it. And if you want
It's
that
just because
beginning and
they
end,
were
they
able
know how to
to.
get there.
They were able to do that, but it's not because of the fact that it was shorter. They could have still done it
But
potentially if it
sometimes
was
when you
longer.
elongate it, you're like, as a viewer, you're like, bro, where the fuck is the story going?
No,
like,
sometimes-
it feels like you're just like
Exactly.
dragging it on, and you're
Sometimes
like,
you can tell where
like,
where it
and
should
one can
have.
argue, bro, that shit is a cash grab, bro. Those fucking fillers, bro. They're just throwing that shit there just to get by for the fucking week. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, they still have to catch up to the manga.
You guys want to go to the next question?
Yeah, we could go.
Well, the next question though,
You want to start, sir?
Go ahead, Samosa. Go ahead. Start it up.
What's the next question?
Oh, this nigga don't even got the notes. Good lord. Let me open my giant.
He got the question.
All right,
We're here.
All right. Which visual style do you prefer?
Anime.
This is kind of a tough one, but you guys go ahead.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say anime because the animation within anime, especially in this new gen, because I'm not gonna lie, anime started popping off heavy the way it is within this Western, like the States. Probably like early 2010s was when it really started taking off. Now we're seeing anime after anime dropping on Netflix and shit like that. Bro, we got motherfuckers just walking to work one day. Bro, did you see Demon Slayer? Did you see Attack on Titan?
Right.
Anime is on the uprise.
So especially this new generation, I prefer the visual styling of anime. Even the 90s one, bro. Cowboy Bebop and shit like that, dude. They visually look phenomenal. And we even have modern animes still doing that art style. Look at Megalobox, bro. Megalobox came out 2018, but it's inspired by the art styles of those 90s animes because they were so, like, at that time, they were crazy. Mm-hmm. And so I prefer the stylings of anime, especially with the level of detail put into it. Demon Slayer, phenomenal, dude. Those fights are beautiful.
Oh, that's just a fight.
Fucking movies like Bubble. We watched Bubble. Dude, the parkour scenes were great. There were literal shots in that movie where it looked like someone just painted a picture and put the still on screen. That shit was crazy looking. They knew what they were doing, bro. The fucking starfish shit in the sky, dude.
Oh, that shit was nuts.
Dude, anime visually, I think, is I don't want to say superior, but I personally prefer the visual stylings of anime with all the detail, the colors. Dude, Studio Trigger. Oh, Studio fucking Trigger, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
No, Studio Trigger's on.
They came up crazy, dude. Studio Trigger, fucking Ufotable or Ufotable, however you Ufotable. Fucking MAGA, not
Mappa.
MAGA. Mappa's going nuts, dude.
Yeah.
So I feel like I like the animation. I prefer the animation stylings of anime.
Okay.
I feel like this is not even a question, to be honest. Like when it comes to like visuals and anime, this is where anime
came in hot.
This is anime's like best like category, to be honest. Like the fighting choreography, like y'all see Naruto fights, right? Watch Naruto or not, bro. Like name a cartoon that has that fighting choreography. Like that much detail in the swings, like the Avatar fights do not compare anything.
Their choreography,
does that matter? Does that? Sorry, not to cut you off, but with Avatar, don't you think it's also a viable point, especially with the stylings and that, like you said, choreography? That Avatar is anime inspired.
Yes.
The artist on Avatar had to study Fooly Cooley in order to work on the animation for Avatar.
So that's what I'm saying. So, and back to what I was saying, like, I don't know if you guys know some of the upcoming cartoons for like Cartoon Network, where you got Batu, Invisible Fight Girl, Gross Girls, and Unicorn Warriors Internal. Go look up those cartoons real quick and look at the quality of those things. Like, I feel like cartoon quality is actually going down. If you look at New Tom and Jerry, bro, the New Tom and Jerry's a joke compared to the old Tom and Jerry, as in like graphics wise and like animation. Like, it's, I don't know if you've seen it's very sloppy SpongeBob. And very basic. It's like they're mass producing these cartoons.
Recent SpongeBob shit. Western cartoons feels like the animation is getting oversimplified to the point that it's not what it used to be. All these older cartoons, Looney Tunes, SpongeBob, Teen Titans, Avatar, those early cartoons, great. The animation was great. They look good. Tom and Jerry, especially with the fucking, he pulls up that cowboy hat, lights a cigarette with the gun. Right. Those animations, they're good, but I feel like as we go further on, the levels are hitting differently. Anime is on the rise, but Western is starting to drop.
Tom and Jerry's a perfect example. Tom and Jerry's a perfect example. Like, if you look at a new Tom and Jerry compared to the other ones, you'd be like, what the heck is this? So it's kind of like they're kind of like visual-wise, they're like mass kind of like just mass producing, just throwing this out there.
Right. Bro, like look at that Velma shit that Velma trailer we just watched. The animation it looks solid. It looks okay.
So you know, as far as animation goes, I am more inclined to go towards anime, but there is a argument for American animation, and that is movies. you look at Lion King, crazy. You look at Aladdin, crazy. You know what I mean? You look at all these crazy animes or cartoons, Beauty and the Beast. All those are iconic as it gets, bro.
No, I agree.
I got
but
more.
Yes, I got more. I would say even back just to the slower pace of anime allows it to have more detailed and cinematic like visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And even like the anime characters, a lot of anime characters are like anatomically like correct. Like their proportion, like as far as like
Anime
they
has
know how
more of
to
a
draw.
realistic art style to it.
Until they don't, but they do. But they do. And I mean, like, I'm about to give it to you, nigga. I mean, on this one,
Well, like I
on
said,
this one, because even though we do have some movies that do like, you know, knock that shit
Goofy
out,
movie.
but I would say more on a like regular basis, these niggas are putting out quality art.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like I could just sit down and put on a like cartoon or anime, and that shit is like rocking visually.
And there's a very simple explanation: is that this is a lot more popular over there.
No, oh yeah.
Over
Them
here
niggas
we
putting
got
in work.
television, we got
They putting in
fucking
work.
real life
But,
television.
I mean, the fact that Western animation is taking a decline, is like it puts it into question for me. Like why? Like why?
Well, you know, and you know, I don't know who made Castlevania. Who made Castlevania?
I don't know their studio name, but they also did Seis Manos, Blood of Zeus,
Yeah.
and what else?
That animation that they did is fire. Their choreography there, fighting was fire,
Yes.
and there was Western type of storytelling where, dude, they had the trio, right? Trevor, Cypher, and Alucard, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They looked at each other and then they went to work. They just played off each other like they were a band type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Except they were killing people. Like, there's no need to talk or anything. That's more Western, and that's beautiful. That's what I like. I think
it's just not as prevalent.
it's not as prevalent, and you know, we could mention Edge Runners, but Edge Runners, like you said, was made by Trigger. So I would have to give it to anime on this one.
Yeah. Anime definitely got the better art style, but that obviously leads us into if you were an animator, which style would you want to animate?
Y'all start on this one.
Y'all want to start?
Yeah, I'll start it off. Shit. It would easily be the Western style. I'm not gonna lie. I think it would be cool to draw anime and all that shit. But if I were to earn money and draw them, easily Western style. Because the cartoonists would get paid on an average like 70 G's like a year.
Yep.
And an anime artist only gets like 9 G's.
Let me jump
So-
on this real
well,
quick.
hold
as
on.
the other side.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
No, I'm agree with you, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
well, I'll just say that, like,
Wait,
honestly,
let them get their points because it feels like we're about to go into our
No,
tangent
real
here.
quick, because I'm
Real
not
quick,
even
go ahead,
going to debate it. I'm not going to debate it. Like, honestly, the only pro to being like a anime, like producer, I guess, or whatever, is that like you can take a little pride in saying like this high quality shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, bro, they're underpaid. They work hella hours. If you do some research on some of these guys, bro, it's like
Dude,
they don't
Bro,
get,
they're treated like slaves
like,
out
no,
there.
yeah,
Manga
yeah.
players are like,
you don't get
they're
paid
depressed,
well,
bro.
so it's like, why would I want to be that? The only pro to that, like I said, is like, yo, I worked on Naruto, and like I was part of like
No,
the
you better
choreography
hope
for
your
the
shit
fighting.
pops. You
So it's
better hope
cool,
your shit
but
pops.
like that's fuck pride. Like I want to get paid too, and I want to have a good life and come home to my family.
And it's
I want to see my family, bro.
yeah, exactly. So
I
it's
wanna
like,
get
I'm
respect.
I'm gonna definitely be a Western animator any fucking day of the table, honestly, any fucking day.
that just goes into economics and how many.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more.
It's just such a better environment over
Yeah,
here.
it's like work culture matters.
And it feels like there's just the reason why they get paid less is just because there's a lot more, and it feels like it's oversaturated over there. Does that make sense? Like there's a lot more anime to be made, so these people need to be worked to get that shit going.
Like fucking hamsters.
Right.
Especially Mappa, dude. Mappa's taking on everything right now.
What are they taking on?
Vinland Saga Season 2,
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan, JJK. There was another one that they were taking.
Those are big ones.
Those are huge ones.
And clearly they neglected Attack on Titan.
Probably
Let's
like
be real about that.
20 niggas on overtime.
Chainsaw Man, right?
Chainsaw Man, Mappa's Chainsaw Man too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mappa is definitely like one of those companies that are like just in the back, just cha, give me another one, cha.
Right.
You know, they barely have Japan. They probably don't have the same employment laws as we do. So
They don't give.
Yeah,
Apple goes there
get
for a
to it,
reason,
dude.
bro.
But like, think about it, bro. Everything's like made in China too. If you were born in China, bro, you're destined to be a worker. You're especially like if you're in Hong Kong.
Oh no,
like,
it's a different mindset over there.
That's
We're
how
a
Hong Kong
communist,
even
so
came
you
about.
have an option.
Yeah. They,
You
Like,
know,
get to it. The
yeah.
government says you gotta be a minor. You're gonna be a minor.
it's for the whole culture, not for you or your family. Fuck you or your family.
Right.
It's for the culture.
But yeah, nah, all those you finna get put in those sweatshop, boy.
Yeah,
Work. But
Western,
yeah,
Western
I'm
is
about to go
definitely the
Western.
clear taker on that.
Western.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
So now we got our next question, which will be, which one do you think is more influential? Cartoons and anime.
This is a toughie. You guys go
Alright,
first.
so I'm about to say anime. I'm gonna name some quick films, big films that got inspired by anime. The Matrix, Ghost in the Shell, The Lion King, which you mentioned earlier, which is inspired by Kimba, the White Lion. You got
No.
Hey, are you naming off westerns?
No, I'm naming off Western that
That
got
are inspired
by anime.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, Kimba the White Lion, bro. You can look that up right now.
No, I've
It's-
heard of that.
it's
I've
the
heard of
same
that.
thing.
Is that Japanese anime?
That is
Yeah.
Japanese.
Interesting.
So we got Akira. Obviously, Akira is huge on so many movies that are inspired. You got Inception, inspired by Paprika, and you also got
Dude, it's like shot for shot, dude.
yeah,
Inception?
Yes.
Inception was inspired by Paprika.
like and that's
Fucking
one of the biggest one, bro. Like if you watch a YouTube comparison, bro, they got
it's
the
literally
same
about mind heist
scenes.
and everything.
They got the
Yeah.
same scenes, bro. Like everything's the same. Like literally,
I gotta
it's like
watch
anime movie of it.
No, I gotta say that. I don't believe that.
Especially
What do you got to
that Akira slide is a huge one, dude. That Akira slide, like that motherfucker did that once in the '90s, and you're seeing that shit
What's the Akira
everywhere.
slide?
So my phone's recording. Basically, in the movie Akira, he does this motorcycle slide where he drifts his motorcycle into the like fucking background, and he like brakes and is like looking forward. That slide has given so much inspiration within just everywhere, dude. You'll see it in fucking TMNT, fucking Adventure Time, fucking the live action Wolverine movie did a little throwback to it too. Like you'll see it fucking everywhere, dude. Just that motorcycle drift is just iconic. If you have a motorcycle scene in your show, most of the times, dude, they will fucking just throw that in there to like reference back to
When did
Akira.
Akira come
And
out?
This?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
specifically.
Nobody did this before.
No,
in the history of
Akira
history.
was the first.
They were the first.
Akira
They're
was
the first to
And-
turn
and
their
the
bike.
motorcycle-
Akira was the first to do that
Yes.
shot.
And
I
the
call
motorcycle
bull.
has been used
Dude,
in a
look
lot
at
of
it's
different
running
scenes.
through a whole list of them. Akira was the first to do that shot.
Yes.
Whoa. I call bull because you cannot prove that he's the first in history to do this shot.
To
bro.
do that
Yes.
specific shot, dude.
When did Akira come out? Like, is it?
Like somewhere in 19.
90.
No way.
It
It was in the
95,
90s.
No way.
It was in the 90s.
No way. I mean, no.
And
I
also
believe
the
it came out in
style of that
95.
motorcycle. You also
I believe
see
it came
in
out in
Teen
95,
Titans.
but like,
I'm telling you.
They
like,
even do it in Teen Titans, bro.
I understand.
That-
I understand. I don't think we could give credit to Akira just yet.
I mean, but you ain't even looking at. We're hitting you with actual facts. You didn't even look at those facts.
You didn't cite him.
Stranger
didn't
Things
cite these
was
boys?
also inspired by Akira, by the powers, the psychokinetic powers that he has. It's very similar to 11's power, which got inspired by that.
What?
Akira's used, yeah, bro.
Avatar.
No. That's just telekinesis, bro. You could say he got inspired by fucking X-Men.
right.
No, but he came out before. With those
No,
powers,
no.
very similar to 11's.
X-Men was there before Akira.
Yeah, but his powers, Akira, I don't know his name.
No, I feel like you're going off the rails here.
Chill.
I feel like you're going off the rails
No,
here.
I literally, you can literally look it up how.
Look.
Nah,
The Akira
That's just
slide.
telekinesis.
The
Now I have to
Akira
look it up.
slide is my point, but you can't just like be like, yeah, they fucking started telekinesis. No, fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventures came out before that, and the stands are just telekinesis.
We shall see.
Fucking so yeah, and then shows like Teen Titan, that's anime inspired. Avatar: The Last Airbender, like we said, they had to study a specific anime to even animate the show. They had to go back there and study these animes to inspire these the animations behind these shows. So I feel like there's a lot more like anime, and like I said, these live action movies too, they're all inspired by an anime film.
So going back to the Akira following the Stranger Things, so you know how in Stranger Things 11, how they get their powers, like these kids have these psychic powers, and the government is like taking them in and using them and stuff like that. So that storyline came from Akira, because that's exactly what Akira were doing. They were already having like psychic powers and stuff like that. So like 11's like origin story is the same as the main character from Akira, which they took it from that. So
But-
not
but
necessarily
what
the psychic
did
powers
Akira take
itself,
it
so not
from?
the psychic powers, but like her origin story.
But what
is-
did Akira take it from?
What do you mean? He just had the powers, kind of like 11. But the government, it's the same system like the
No,
government.
they're saying what inspired the story of Akira.
like
That's
the
what I'm
origin. I don't know. He just made it.
It's not original.
Well, that hit the origin, like
Nah, the
really
fact
main
that it came out in
character is
95 or 94, I'm not gonna say.
Well, not the
that
psychic
it-
powers.
it
So
came
not
out,
not
like,
saying
it's
that he
original.
made the psychic powers, but more like the origin of
Look
the
at where
story.
Akira came out.
Well, even the story about a kid getting shit fucked up with in his government, getting experimented on, that's not original. It can't be original.
It came out in 1990.
Nah.
So what?
You
what
tell me
origin-
nobody
what
else came out with
You
that
tell
shit?
me. You look it up. What
I mean, I
origin-
can't. My phone's fucking recording. I'm doing
So
that
look
shit.
it up.
Okay, hold on.
Let's look it up. Let's
You
look it
you
up.
boys keep going. Do it.
So the original story, how 11, you know how 11, there's a government like facility institution that's gathering people around the world, around the country with these psychic powers and experimenting on them, you know, trying to make a weapon or et cetera, et cetera. That's the same thing for what was happening in Akira, where their government was already doing that, and then like, you know, eventually like the main character escapes from that facility and then like, you know, does his own thing. Obviously Stranger Things is not exactly the same, but that concept origin story is the same shit, which Akira came before.
Is this proven facts that is influenced by Akira, or you like?
So a
just
lot of
making a
directors
comparison
will like mention like, oh yeah, we got inspired by this and this and this, or like some like they don't even mention it, but if you break it down like the films and stuff like that, you can tell.
yourself? But this is off your own comparison.
So this is what a lot of people are saying online, and what actually I'm not sure
Not the
if
Akira
director
side. That
said
shit
this.
is actually stated in facts.
I'm just saying from Stranger
Okay,
Things
this shit
to
says
Akira.
that Akira is inspired by Blade Runner.
So,
Akira's what?
Blade Runner?
Yeah, you know Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Those are completely different.
It's
No,
inspired by Blade Runner. It's Neo Tokyo type shit.
Isn't Blade Runner
And I
another
was gonna say Neo
Japanese
Tokyo
thing?
is not.
I think pretty sure Blade Runner got inspired by
Blade.
vampire or something.
No, this new Blade Runner. There's an older Blade Runner.
It was in 1988 with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, there you go.
It was, yeah.
That's
What is Blade
That's
Runner
American,
inspired by?
right?
Let's go deep. What is Blade Runner inspired by?
That's us.
We could, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could keep going.
That's us. Yeah,
You know
that's
where we're
a
gonna
point
end
for us.
up? We're gonna end up at Mickey. We're gonna end
No,
up.
no, I was gonna
it's-
say, yeah, this is gonna end
gonna
up at Steamboat
Steamboat
fucking Willie.
So
I'm
fuck
not really
that.
trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, bro, I don't want to know like what type of points I have for this point.
I
but
forgot the
feel
question.
like-
What's the question?
The question
which
is
one
more
is influential?
Oh shit.
Alright, bring up the list of
Yeah, let me
films and shit
bring
like
up
that.
the list real quick. You guys aren't ready.
No, no, they ain't not ready.
All right, so as far as movies, Lion King, I'm still hurt by Mufasa dying. You understand?
But Lion King is an anime inspired.
Yeah, but then what is inspired by the fucking inspiration of you? What is that?
They just made it. It was the original idea.
Completely original.
Yeah.
No, the Lion King is a folklore told in African tribes.
Okay, so it got bit by African tribes.
So
Kimba
Kimba's about lion. Kimba's about lion. Like literally, Kimba's the same.
Oh wait, no, I completely fucked that up. No, the original Lion King story is told from the viewpoint of a tribe, but it's told with lions. The Lion King is based off Hamlet. The story is Hamlet.
Really?
The Lion King is Hamlet.
So this Kimba the White Lion.
Hamlet, Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Kimba the White Line. Okay.
It's about Kimba is
Mufasa.
pretty much like
I've seen
Simba,
that
and his his
Nice.
father dies. Same, literally. the
Okay,
same
so
story.
if that's the same story, then that's inspired by Hamlet.
when it came out,
Hamlet?
Hamlet.
Shakespeare.
Hamlet,
Oh, okay.
Shakespeare.
When did he live?
Fuck
I'm not gonna
if
say
I
a
know.
date. It's a long time ago.
Fuck if I know.
Aladdin, Mulan, Bug's Life, Goofy Movie, Toy Story. Are you
What did
kidding
those-
me?
Oh, the whole Toy Story series, like even 4.
They didn't inspire you?
influence.
Or sorry, influence you?
I think how.
I could
Like
tell
they
you
were
what.
great
I
movies.
can tell you
Those
what.
are
I
great
can tell
movies,
you what.
but like
All
how
those Disney movies.
How did it inspire?
All
Or
those
how did
Disney
they influence
movies-
No,
the game?
influence you. Tell me.
Dude. But all those Disney movies, you can't tell me they haven't influenced little girls for Prince Charming to come and sweep them off their feet.
Oh,
and
that's
give
a
them
great
fucking
point.
ring.
That is a great point. To this
know
day,
what I'm
girls
saying?
want to get married because of that.
Mhm.
And
to
we
this
relate
day.
it to Disney fucking movies.
Right, but
Every
you can say-
girl wants to be. They're called queens, right? They want to be queens.
So it seems,
Come from there.
like we took
Come
it.
from there.
It seems like we took it in two separate directions, because our points are about influence in the game.
Yeah.
Your points are about influence to the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
Well, why
influence
can't it
the
be
person. You
influential?
influence the
Well,
game.
but you can say something about
But
anime adults.
just tell me, what are the influences in the game from Toy Story, The Lion King, Aladdin, Goofy movie?
What did they change?
Show me.
What did they
Tell me.
change?
Yeah, because
You want me to look it up?
Tell me. These are the points you're trying to make. Tell me.
Well, no, the point I'm making right now is the point I'm making right now. You decided to take your direction. I'm taking mine.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
We did it.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like what I meant by influential. But I mean, I like the point that y'all did with it. You know what I mean?
Listen,
But
I don't have
like,
the facts right now. Sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
I don't have the facts right now. I don't have the facts to dispute what you got because I didn't do that research. Because how do you know about the question?
Well, one thing's for certain though. One thing's for certain. All these ideas originate from a fucking idea. And if we keep going back and
Yeah,
putting
you
all
can
those
always
layers
go
back,
back.
Nothing is original. Nothing is original
That's what I'm
nowadays.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. So if we really want to go back, it starts with Steamboat fucking Willie. It starts with Steamboat fucking
And before
Willie.
that, you know what?
Technically, the oldest is Hamlet.
No. The
No,
oldest is
no.
not Hamlet. That's just a story. We're talking hieroglyphs. That's the original.
Well, I guess
No. Cave writings by the fucking
Shit in the sand.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, it goes back to fucking Steamboat Willie.
So there's really no need to do that because everything's inspired by everything. Nothing's original.
Right.
You can always
influential-
improve. You improve, of course.
Right, but I think the Western style does influence people more so. Like, I guess to the point that I made right there. And I don't know. Go ahead, Osman.
I feel like within the game,
direct.
you're going to see a lot more influences towards the Eastern styles. Like these movies we brought up, like these fucking, like the Akira slide, bro. That shit's everywhere, dude.
But that's just one little thing, bro. I'm not prepared for it right now, but I could tell you that there's a thing in the show that inspired the shit out of some other things in shows.
Damn, so is it our problem you were not prepared for the debate?
Dude, but as
It's
far
not
as,
your
as far as
problem,
the
but
game,
it
though, as far
also
as the
doesn't
game-
make you right.
As far as the game, bro, the Western, everybody want to come to the West, bro. You know they set the bar, they have the bar. They been had the bar. And it's like these other fucking countries or whatever have to meet. Oh, you talking about the game? The West is the game, my nigga. They are the game. Like, who else is like competing with the West as far as like
As
any
far
type
as
of
media goes,
or
sure.
like cartoon? Well, I guess that
I feel like
Bron is
in
media.
animation,
I get
like-
it. Bron is media, but like their animation, bro. Like these niggas are doing. You want to pull up numbers?
I feel
Because
like
as far as
in-
influential, it's SpongeBob. SpongeBob got the heart and mind and souls of people all around the world.
Right,
Takes
but you
your
can say
soul.
the same with like Naruto, One Piece. All these
No,
other big
Naruto doesn't
animes.
touch SpongeBob.
But you can also say like Japan, like anime falls into Japan. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know numbers, but you can also say how you were saying how like these Disney princesses, which I'm sure definitely influence people in this country. You can say that anime also influenced people obviously in their country since they keep doing it.
But
So,
even people
both the films,
in
both sides
Japan
are
know
influenced.
about Cinderella, man.
Yeah,
Even
but
people over there know about Shrek.
Yeah, but even
You know what I mean?
even here we know about like Naruto and all these stuff.
Not everybody.
I'm not, yeah, bro. My dad
Bro,
doesn't know
everybody.
that. My dad don't know
Dude,
that.
Naruto
Everybody.
doesn't hold a candle to Cinderella. It just doesn't.
It doesn't, bro. So
Cinderella's
like, you want to
too
do
iconic.
numbers and see like what are the greatest, like even Little Mermaid, bro.
Little Mermaid fucking Bubble was just inspired by Little Mermaid. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
It was Little Mermaid.
Oh,
But what are
that was a good
we?
one. That was a good one.
But the Little Mermaid is just a fairy tale written in a book by the Brothers Grimm.
And where's that
Who's the
from?
Brothers Grimm?
The Brothers Grimm wrote the original fairy tales.
And where they from?
Who's they?
Where they from? Where they from?
Fucking Europe or some shit. I don't
Okay,
know.
so it doesn't even matter, bro. But we know The Bubble is an anime and Little Mermaid is a Western. And
We got you.
Yeah,
We did
bro.
it.
Come on, bro.
But they both came from this written fairy tale. It's not like the Little Mermaid.
No.
It's not
we
like the Little Mermaid
established- we
animation influenced that movie.
No, we established like everything comes from an idea. You
So
know what I mean?
we're
But,
debating
go
we're
ahead.
debating two different points then, because you guys again are talking about influential to the minds and
No,
like
I'm
you said,
not saying that
souls.
makes that points more into our point. That's a point for us. But also when I'm like the game, you want to talk about the game, nigga. The West is the game. This is the game. This is the whole mecca of it, bro. And yeah, like there's a decline in animation and shit like that. But as far as like numbers and shit like that, there's no animes that are touching Timmy Turner as far as like numbers and how people that seen it, household names is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And if we're speaking
Well, the
about,
country is bigger, so that's not fair to say though.
Who's
For example, so like that's
Whose
not
fault is that? I
it's
can't
not about
write in the
it's
country.
not
Your
about
country, bro.
No, but it's not about it being so like numbers is definitely something to put in play because it definitely does matter like how many people watch it, but it's not like a determining factor because like if
How is
if
that
this
not a
country
determining factor?
because Japan like anime is made in Japan where their population is smaller.
But what
than
about China?
It is in the U.S.
What about South Korea?
Because like most cartoons are watched like yes they're worldwide, but most cartoons are watched in the United States. The United States has like 380 million people, where in Japan they only have like 100 million people. You're gonna have generally
I
more
understand,
views in
but
general.
you're trying to tell me that Naruto isn't big in China too?
No, Naruto's
Right.
big.
No, it's big everywhere,
and
bro.
Naruto is big. I was just saying that earlier. But in general, using numbers as a comparison is also not fair for anime because
That's your fault.
well, it's not that
That's
it's
your
not,
fault.
Okay, let's throw
but
away the numbers.
numbers don't necessarily mean like that doesn't change the quality of it or how much they influence. You could have this one movie that for a lot of film producers they watch it and they know and it got influenced by them, but they didn't really get a lot of views
Sure.
because of the time where it was aired out.
100%.
Or like money has a lot to do with it as well. So it's like I can write a really good story. You know, there's a lot of stories that have never been told that are really great. Doesn't mean they're trash because they don't have a lot of views.
No,
and they
I'm not
make a lot
saying
of
that
money.
they're trash, bro. But as far as influence doesn't mean if it's trash or not. I don't like Cinderella necessarily, but I know for a fact if I pull a random motherfucker, 100 random motherfuckers off the street, here and there, they're gonna know Cinderella.
So
That's
you're talking about influencing the people who make the animes themselves. We're kind of talking about influencing people in general.
I'm talking
When
about
I was
just
talking about
influencing
influencing,
people
I was talking
in
about like
film.
references and shit like that you're
Yeah.
going to see in Western from these
Right.
animes and shit like that.
Because we were talking about like film, not necessarily like the people or like we're talking about just like what
I think we
inspired.
just mixed. I think we mixed.
Well, what
these two
about
together.
let's talk about Great Pretender, right? It's a heist anime.
Mhm.
Tell me that wasn't inspired by like Ocean's 11 or some shit.
Ocean's 11 isn't a cartoon.
It's still inspiration, dude.
We're debating cartoons specifically,
Like,
You
no,
were
you
just
could
talking
grab-
about
yeah.
fucking. You were just talking
but
about.
we're talking about how the cartoon influenced the live action. The live action influencing the anime is something different,
Yes.
Blade Runner influenced Sakura.
huh?
Blade Runner.
That's still live action influencing the anime.
But and then you
That's
said
not-
Akira
that's-
influenced something else.
Akira influenced animation too with the fucking Akira slide. You'll see that fucking everywhere.
I understand. So Akira influenced something, and it was influenced by something.
Yeah, but we're debating cartoon versus cartoon. You're debating live action to cartoon right now.
But that's not fair.
That is fair.
How's that fair? It's
That's
not my
what the
fault that they got
debate
influenced by
is.
this and not a fucking cartoon.
That-
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
then we shouldn't have done cartoons, but we're debating cartoons.
Yes.
That's a minute point in this debate.
That's not a
But
moot
no,
point at all.
but just say that to turn a blind eye to where they get their influence from.
No, we're
It's
not saying turn a blind eye to it, but that point is not viable within this debate because we're debating cartoons specifically.
Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Because if we're talking
But
about like
it
Western
has nothing to
versus
do with
like
the debate.
Japanese, I'm gonna have to go with Western because like
Yeah,
we are the best. In general, like we are the best when it comes to like everything. But me personally, when it comes to like
That's
like
American way of
animation,
thinking, right?
I feel like that's the thing that Japan has. When it comes to like
No,
animation,
we said
in
that
general,
animation's
Once
bad.
you
I know, like,
start
anime that
once
as
you
a
start-
whole, I'm gonna have to give it like obviously we the shit. Like
once you
know,
start
we the
bringing
shit.
in live
I'm
action
saying,
into it, once you start bringing live action to it, then it's just a fucking.
That's-
Because then you got the fucking MCU shit.
Right.
You got all these live action
No,
movies
we
that are
done. That's why
fantastic.
it's just anime.
So that's why
versus
we're
Western.
specifically doing
But-
cartoons. But when you bring that point into it, it opens up those for you guys. So that
No, it
argument is
doesn't. I wouldn't say it
not.
opens that up.
Yeah,
It's
I
just,
wasn't trying
we're
to bring
saying-
those into it. I was just saying you.
This is where they get their
Akira
influence
Yeah,
from.
that's where it got it from.
Right, and it happens to be Western. So,
But it's not a
that's that.
cartoon.
It don't matter.
That does
It don't
matter. If we're
bro.
debating
You
cartoon
took it
versus
from-
cartoon.
Okay. How about Steamboat Willie then?
okay. Tell me about Steamboat Willie. You brought him up 3
Inspired
times.
every single show you watch in your life.
In your life.
In your fucking life.
In your life.
GG's.
How so?
Wait, how so? It's the
It was
first.
the first
Harvey.
one.
It's the first.
So that it was the first cartoon, yeah.
People were
But
like, we could do this, and then they went.
They
on.
did it. And
now we're in
here.
2022.
They got hentai now. They got all this extra fucking noodle
They
porn
realized
and
they
shit.
can make motion.
Yeah.
And talk about it and talk
That's what I'm
over it with
saying.
characters.
We gonna peel back that layer until it gets to that seed. So it's just like
cool.
I mean,
Steamboat Willie is a good argument. I'll
They
give
got
y'all
that.
that. Yeah.
But I mean, I think we mixed the questions.
Let's
like you said,
move on, let's
influence-
move on.
No, 'cause
No. The
is
questions
pretty much-
we've just put them together.
Yeah, which one do you think is more influential? Which one do you think is more
We
revolutionary?
did both.
And
But
I
which
think-
cartoon
let's move on
influence?
to the next one.
Which cartoon
That's only-
influence like animes or other stuff? Like what cartoon has influence? Like name a show that influenced another show or another cartoon anime show.
A cartoon that inspired an anime?
or any
Avatar.
or cartoon? What did that inspire?
I have no idea. Something. I'm sure it
We
did.
could
what? I
find
love
out.
Avatar,
We
so
could
you're probably
probably-
right.
We could probably,
It gotta
we
be.
could
Avatar
probably,
is
we could probably
amazing.
find out. I mean,
New Legends.
Yeah.
New Legends. Hey, but that's Western.
Right. But nah, I gotta do some research on that.
Is that pretty much it?
Yeah, I wasn't ready. I told you.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that one. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the debate and the questions and everything like that. I think that was a pretty solid debate.
That was a pretty solid
As far as
debate.
that
Dude,
goes.
this is an
It
hour
didn't get out of
video.
hand that much.
Let's
That's
get it.
fine.
Yeah, it's all good, bro.
And we don't really need to edit that much. I don't think.
No.
Except this. bro.
Just a couple parts of shit like that, but nah, I'm proud of it. Clap it up for the debate.
We gotta shake hands in camera, bro. We gotta shake hands in camera,
It's
bro.
a,
I'm
okay,
saying.
you know what I mean?
Saying, do the
Good
cross,
debate.
do the cross, do the cross.
Wrist is cracked.
Hell yeah, but you know, that's
First
it.
debate in the books.
Yeah,
You know.
it went well.
You guys decide.
Let us know what else
you know.
to debate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let us know exactly what else to debate. That'd be cool. What do you
Yeah,
guys want to
so-
see?
We want to hear the people.
Right.
Iron Oxide, I know you watching.
You made me the best friend last night. You made the best friend. Yo,
That's my boy.
but,
That's my boy.
You know, that's it for Clutch City. You know what I mean? Got my boy on the right.
Oz, happy to be here.
BMP, you know what it be.
Camacho.
Young Ramon in the zone for the whole city. I'm putting on Clutch City signing out, baby.
Peace.
Ciao.
Hey.